guys, Andy here, and I'm here to bring you all things mundane and makeup related. If that's your vibe, I'd love it if you'd subscribe to be part of my little slice of the internet. And in today's video, I'm bringing you my September update to the Throwback 30 project pan. So if you want to see all of the products I've been working on, what we're rolling in and rolling out, then let's go ahead and get into it. If you're not familiar with this project, it goes from July 28th of this year to July 28th of 2026. It was created by Jessica Lee and is a Pantastic Ladies Collab. All the information you can need will also be in the description box down below. This is so because you can't be a part of every single project, whether it's a Pantastic Ladies project or an extra project. So we voted on the top 30 of the projects, and that's what made it into this project. I randomized a prompt for each of the projects that I could, and I'm doing this one rolling style. I started with 6 prompts, and every update I will roll in 6 prompts until they're all in, as well as I am rolling, doing random uses from 0 to 30 for every prompt. So we will just get started with what is rolling out first. Let me organize what's on my desk here. Alright, so our very first rollout is Nightmare Before Christmas. And that was, you either had to pick one item for Halloween or one item to remind you of Christmas. I picked something that reminded me of Halloween. So I brought in last update because I had to update this one. That is a whole to-do. If you were here for last update, you know. This is the ColourPop and Hocus Pocus 2 Find the Book shimmering body powder, which looks like this. I got all 7 uses in August, and this was a rollout on the 27th of August. Love this. It is actually already rolling into another project, so, I mean, I have to take my weights on it still, but once I take my weights, I can throw it back in my drawer, and it'll be going into another project. Then, because we have 3 rollouts this update. We have Another Pan Bites the Dust. And that is We Are the Champions, No Time for Losers. Choose a champion product in your collection. So let me highlight that. So I chose my K-Voss bronzer because this is my favorite bronzer in my collection. Look at those rings, but I still did not hit pan on this. I had a 13 use goal. I used it all 13 times in August, and I hit my goal on the 22nd of August. One step closer to hitting pan on this guy, but did not quite get there. And then our last technical rollout is for Ancient Mythos, which I got the Moira. And that is a product that you would repurchase forever. So I brought in my Natasha Denona concealer in the shade N2. And I had a 12 use goal on this guy. I got all 12 uses in August. And I reached my goal on the 19th of August. So this is a rollout. I don't see, I see maybe a slight window right here, but it's very slight. I'm still getting a lot of product on the wand. I still have quite a bit in here. This is my oldest concealer in my collection, so I definitely need to get more use on that one. So those are our technical 3 rollouts. I have 1 replacement. So let me highlight these. And then we'll highlight this guy because it's technically rolling out. So for Color Pan, which is anything ColourPop, Fourth Ray Beauty, or Soul Body. I had in the Super Shock shadow in the shade Ember. It dried out. I used it twice. I had a 7-use goal, and it dried out. And I'm not going to take the time to revive it. I didn't love the shade enough. It was my last Super Shock in my collection anyway. So on the 25th of August, I decided to declutter that. So I'm not counting declutters in this project as goals met. I really do want this project to take as long as possible. So for color pan, I'm rolling in my Mandalorian palette. And since my goal was 7 uses, I'm going to do this palette no pan left behind. Because there's 9 pans in here, that would be touching each pan at least once. That'd be 7 uses plus 2, so I figured that works. I already used it once in August, and I used this matte here, and I used this brown matte, which I did not love this brown. And then I used the rose gold and the copper. And then I used this white, which I did not love this coppery shade. So that was the one look that I did with this palette already. So yeah, this is what I have in for color pan. So now we'll get into the items that I still have working on before we get into my 6 roll-ins. So for same pan last year, that is, I got Black Friday, which is November 24th, an item you got on a Black Friday sale or something you got on super sale. For me, this is this Give Me Glow lip liner. I got this on sale for $1 on Give Me Glow's website. I'm actually wearing it today as my lip liner. This is what it looks like. It is just a twist-up liner. I have a 7-use goal on this. I've used it once so far in September. I am filming this early. You guys know I film all of my updates early. I've used it 4 out of 7 times. I don't love this lip liner formula. It is a bit on the drier side, and I found that I have to go over it 2 or 3 times to really get the shade that I want out of it. So I don't know if after I get my 7 uses, this will be something I keep, because I do love the color. I just don't love the formula. So we shall see. Then we have Birthstone Beauty, which I got October, which is my birthstone, which is opal. So you just had to choose something that represents that birthstone. So I brought in from my Cosmic Beauty Serenity palette the shade Opal, which is this shade right here. And I have a 14-use goal on this. I've used it 3 times so far. So this is going to be in for quite a while, just because it's not something I'm going to use all the time. But I do really enjoy it. I really love this palette. I'm super close to no pan left behinding the palette. I think I've used over half the shades. So that's a soft goal of mine. It's not a goal for this project, but I figure if I have it in here, I might as well use the whole palette while it's in here. So, yeah. I just need to be doing more blue looks. Then the last prompt we already had in was It's Panning Cats and Dogs, which I got Ziggy. Dirty Dirty, something with a sex theme. So I brought in this little mini Jeffree Star liquid lipstick, excuse me, and this is in the shade Bricked Up. So I have a 25-use goal on this guy, and I've used it 3 times so far. I really like the shade. It's more of a brick color. It's a red-brown, which I like more than the shade I'm wearing today, which is more of a red. It's cherry red. But it's just nice. I love the Jeffree Star liquid lip formula. I hope I'll be able to get 25 uses out of this little mini. So we shall definitely see for sure. So now I will show you, I did it in 2 rolls because I'm a dummy and forgot I was rolling in 6 products. So I will show you the roll-ins right now as I move things around. So we're just going to go in order that they rolled in, of course. So the very first one that I got was That's So 2000s, which I have the prompt, Mr. Brightside, your brightest product. Which one of my brightest, first of all, for a brightest product, I'm going to go with a highlighter. And one of my brightest highlighters is from Jeffree Star, and it is in the shade Ice Cold. So I got a random usage of 15 uses on this guy. So this is Ice Cold. Like I said, it is one of my brightest highlighters in my whole collection. So 15 uses on that guy. Then we got 50 Shades of Purple, which is just any purple item, whether it be packaging, the product itself, any way that you can relate it to purple in your collection. So I'm bringing in this Uoma Say What Weightless Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation. As you can see, the lid and the cap here, all of this is purple. I have mine in the shade White Pearl T1N, and I will give you a small swatch. So there is a swatch there. So I got 13 uses on this foundation, which I don't think should be too bad. Next, I got Beauty A to Z, which I randomized a letter in the very beginning, and the letter I got was D. So I'm bringing in my Natasha Denona eyeliner, and this is in the shade Taupe, because I am in love with this shade. There it is there. It's a deep, dark taupe. And I got 14 uses on this eyeliner. Next, I got This Is Fantasy, and the random mythical creature I got was a giant, which is a product you loved before the beauty community made it big, which I'm going with Haunting Hues Cosmetics, and I'm going with one of their loose pigments. They used to be Tater Rounds Beauty, but they've gotten bigger, they changed their name, and I'm in love with them. I think that they're a bigger brand now. So this is their loose pigment in Curse of Love, and I got 12 uses on this guy. So let me just give you a little swatch. So this is like a light pink with gold shimmers. So I got 12 uses on this. You guys know how much I love my loose pigments, so very, very excited to get some more use on this guy. Then 50 Shades of Green, just like 50 Shades of Pink, relate anything to the color green. So I'm bringing in, also from Haunting Hues Cosmetics, this is their Velvet Cream Liquid Lipstick in the shade Festering. As you can see, it's a like murky, ugly green. There's no scent on this, but this is like a pukey green, like a yellow green. So I got 8 uses on this lipstick here. So we have that. And last but not least, I got Child of the 80s, which I got the prompt Wild Thing. A wild item in your collection, whether that be a duochrome, multichrome, or something that changes color. And I only got 1 use on this. So I'm bringing in, this is from Chantico Beauty, and this is their Chroma Cub liquid eyeshadow. And I have mine in the shade number 4. So I figured this would be a perfect way to test out this color as well to see if I like it. Because I'm not in love with this formula, and I decluttered the last one that I had. So maybe I'll like this one better, maybe I won't. And 1 use will hopefully tell me that. So those are my few rollouts, my progress, my 6 roll-ins. I hope you guys enjoyed this update for September, and I will be excited to see you in the next one. Bye, guys!